child nutrition, autism, and housing stability programs.
But their fraud investigations also extended to a new Medicaid program here in Minnesota today. Fox 9's Corin Hoggart is live at the federal courthouse in Minneapolis. Corin, prosecutors sort of put a number on the amount of fraud, and it was shocking.
Yeah, Randy and Kelsey, investigators are typically shy about making estimates here, but the number getting floated out there today was $9 billion. Now, they haven't proved anywhere near that amount yet, but they have charged 92 people in those 3 programs, and now the investigation is extending into new programs as well.
Wow! $9 billion bucks. The Somali community, friends, the Somali community is out here committing fraud in these American streets to the tune of $9 billion. Now, this story has been going on for a while. I have not touched it because, one, I'm trying to figure out what to do about my equipment and my process. As you guys see, I've been recording from my vehicle. Long story there. I don't have time to explain it in this moment. So I've just been really working with what I can, because I can't really show you the content, obviously, and working with the editor has become quite the challenge. Again, I need a new PC, friends. That's my issue, bottom line. So anyway, this whole Somali thing in Ilhan Omar's area of the world, or her area of Minnesota in this great country, not in Somali in her own country, I'm just saying. I'm going to just regress again because I am an immigrant. They are immigrants. This is not about immigrants, people. This is about theft. This is about coming into this country, and as Donald Trump will say it, I'm trying to be more Christian than anything right now, but I'm very heated. I'm very, very heated about all of this, because what this does is that it gives everybody else coming into this country a bad taste, a bad look, especially under a Trump administration. These people have stolen, allegedly, let's just allegedly. These people have stolen, allegedly, about $9 billion with a B dollars. And the majority of that is probably gone to enrich them. And I remember seeing early on, as this story was circulating, there were people out here boohoo whining and crying, stating, oh no, they're trying to come after the Somali community. Trump racist, Trump administration racist, Trump administration bad. They want to take down these Somalis. Okay, that's what they were out here boohoo whining and crying about. And they were also saying, well, lazy Americans, they're just jealous of us Somalis because we know how to come out here and we know how to make money. We know how to do the thing. We know what to do. In essence, they were out here, allegedly, stealing. They were creating falsehoods so they could collect government money. I tell you something, friends. People come into this country and they know the laws better. I don't know these things. I'm an immigrant myself, but I don't know these things. I don't know how to cheat and cut corners like this. Maybe because it's an honesty thing. These people have stolen $9 billion from the American taxpayer. And now they want to boohoo, whine, and cry because the cameras are all over it. The Trump administration is now like a dog with a bone. Kristi Noem is getting involved, our great Homeland Security secretary. Her people are getting involved. The cameras are rolling. Eyes are on this place. And people want to know what's going on. They have footage out here with on the ground voluntary, if you will, or citizen reporters out here on these streets going out to investigate these places. And what they're finding is that the places are vacant. Oh God. They don't have people in there. There's no business, there's no life, there's no nothing, there's no vehicles, there's no children, there's nothing. There's nothing. But yet they're collecting money. How is this possible? And so, thank you to Greg from Black Conservative Perspective. Did I say that backwards? Greg, Black Conservative Perspective. Yeah, sorry, Greg. But so Greg, I watched a video of his earlier. He really went in. He found clips from like 2018, 2017. This thing isn't new. So there was a person who was in charge, who's now a whistleblower, who reported that back then he was very, very suspect of these Somali communities in Minnesota who were getting all of this money for children's programs, Medicaid programs, all kinds of the programs, every program that they're going to put some money in your hand, all of them, all those nonprofits creating programs, you know to do. So all of these programs were collecting money, and he was like, he saw that there was a discrepancy in the whole thing. So investigations started. So investigations have been going on for quite some time, and nobody seemed to have picked it up, not the governor at the time, and certainly not the governor of this time, Tampon Timmy, is not even taking this seriously. Why? Because it seems like everybody is kind of involved in all of this, including our legislative body, Ilhan Omar, the Somali Congresswoman herself. I could use other names now. We're trying to be real Christian up in here. So the Somali Congresswoman, because she really has not been a congresswoman or representative for the people of Minnesota, at least the Americans. She's there representing the Somali. It's like their own little country out there, y'all. It's their own little country. They have carved their own country in Minnesota. And they've got their own congresswoman to do their bidding in Congress, to bring even more and more and more and more money so they can go to this fraudulent ring where everybody gets $1. $1, Amania, Saluste, not $1. These people are getting billions. Not $1, not 100, not thousands. They're getting millions and billions on the taxpayer back. It is disgusting and despicable, and it makes me sick. I really wish I could play like the clips on here, but obviously I can't do that. I will maybe attempt to try to sew something together, you guys. Like, this is really frustrating to me. As you all know, I do reactions, and that means I'm reacting in real time to whatever the content is. But in here, it's really hard for me to do that, and I'm just pulling by memory of what I've looked at to really commentate on it. So it's kind of difficult to do it in this time, in this way. So, but I still have the ability to give you my thoughts on the overall thing here. These people are stealing from us. These people are coming from other countries. And yes, immigrant here, came from another country. And in this moment, as I'm thinking about it, I think that there are bad apples in every group. We have found the Somalis and they're bad apples. Not to say that there's no good. Maybe there's one or two good apples in the whole thing. And maybe they feel bad about these things. But they probably still went along with it. Hey, we're all in it together. They probably can't stand up against the machine, which is the overall. If the governor is in on it, their congresswoman is in on it. Who are they to say, friend, I cannot talk about this no more. I cannot do this. I cannot steal from the American people no more. No, they can't do that. So they're complicit. But not to say that that every one of the Somalis are doing that. I don't think every one of them are doing it, but I do think a large number of them are actually in this here business. And I say this to tell you this. So in the Haitian community, We're going to call it out because I've experienced this. In the Haitian community, there's something that they've done that I think is very fraudulent, and we the people have paid the price of that. And that is setting up these things on the road, accidents. I've seen this firsthand, where people would get together, pack up a vehicle full of people, and then they would go out here in these streets and get themselves into a car accident. And then everybody go, oh God, no, everybody's hurt, even though the vehicle barely had a bumper sticker, like it barely had a bump. And so everybody, oh God, everybody's now in a head brace, everybody's in a neck brace, everybody's in a slingshot. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to the doctor. Now everybody's got to go get chiropractic help. And now they're suing somebody. They're suing the car that hit them or that they hit, or in false pretense, because that was their goal, to go out there and cause an accident. And they go out here and they do these things, and everybody now goes to the chiropractor every week for a service, right? And so this happens in the Haitian community. I know this for a fact. I know this. So now everybody's lawyered up, and then the lawyers play a big part of it because they're all in on it too. And so now everybody gets their lawyer, everybody goes to the same lawyer, the chiropractor's in on it too, everybody goes to the same chiropractor, and so now they're getting treatments, everything's being documented, all the paperwork's being sent over, it's all on the up and up. And so now this thing could take you a year, this thing could take 6 months. Some people have been holding on for decades. My case is coming through. The case. And so payday, I guess, finally comes for some. And when that payday comes and these people get paid, do you know what happens? The insurance company pays up. But you know who actually do pay? We, the automobile drivers who has the insurances, right? So they pay out, right? But it is the consumer that that the fees really get put back on. I say this to tell you, in every community, you're gonna find some kind of group who's doing some bad things. And then in the Haitian community, I know for a fact that they do this scam on fraudulent accidents, car accidents, to get paid. And then the bill comes back to us, we the driver. It happens, friends. And y'all Haitians could come if you want to. Y'all know I'm telling the truth now. Let's be frank. Y'all know I'm telling the truth because y'all do that. I know y'all do that. I know people who do that. I'm just saying. Anyway, so there's bad seeds and bad groups and all the groups. So with the Somali situation, I'm sure there's a small group of people who does not do this thing. But it seems that the overwhelming population of this group, 99.8, seems to be in on it. And it is a disgrace that you come to this country, and shame on the Haitians too, I'm just saying, shame on all of them. Shame on all of them. You come to this country to do better, but yet what you do is you find ways to skim we the people. You find ways to find loopholes to make money. And in these videos, when they try to confront these Somalis, they have the gall and the nerve to drop F-bombs on you, to tell you go F yourself. How dare you? How dare you? They're actually telling you to go F yourself to get off their effing property as if they actually own the land. And I don't care if people say in this comments, oh, Amania, that's a racist thing to say. That's racist. This land belongs to Jesus. This land belongs to God. Sure it does. But America is stewarding it. I'm just saying. America is stewarding the land. And therefore, God has put it in our hands to do better for this land. And having people come into this country to rob her in this way, it's criminal. And these Somalis, they are building wealth, collecting the money, and then they're sending it back to their country so they can build wealth and do whatever they got to do back home in their country. And yes, we do know that, yes, Haitians come here and they work here and do whatever fraudulent things too. And they build their money and they pack it up and they ship it off back to Haiti. We all know this happens. It happens in all. But it seems that the Somalis, some of their money is going to the bad people. Not that it's not going to bad people in Haiti too. I just want to keep reiterating that these things happen in all communities, but the Somali community is up right now. And their derriere is really being shown to the world right now. As to what is going on there in their community. I mean, this thing is bizarre. Over $9 billion. These people have no shame. These places are closed, graffitied up walls, nobody in the parking lot, but they are receiving millions and billions of dollars. Who has eyes on the budget? Where is the Doge for Minnesota? Where's the Doge for Ilhan Omar? Where's the Doge for these people stealing money in this way? It is a disgrace. That this could go on and on. It's probably been going on for a really long time before 2017, 2018, when these investigations started. These investigations have been going on for all of these years. And yet nobody's actually been accountable. Who's doing the budgeting? Who are they not paying attention to where these monies are going? These checks are going. And then there's investigations on these organizations. How is it that they're still getting the money? How is it that they're still getting funding? When the business is closed and there's nobody there and they're under investigation. I'm literally flawed. Tampon Timmy, you got questions to answer. Ilhan Omar, you have questions to answer. Their mayors and their city council people, all of them. People heads need to roll because of this. So I'm glad light is being shared on this thing and people are talking about it. Investigations are coming. Kristi Noem and her crew is on top of it. The news is on top of it. Citizen reporters are on top of it. But I want to know what the leadership has to say. These people, dude, when you go into these communities, there's not even regular people. It's all Somalis. Yo. So much for assimilation of the populations of the communities. And I know there's little countries of everywhere. You go to Miami-Dade, Florida, there's a little Haiti there. You go to Pine Hills, Florida, there's a little Haiti there. You go this way, there's a little Chinese there. There's a little Asian there. There's a little whoever there. There are all pockets everywhere. But at some form, they simulate, right? But it seems that the population in this Minnesota area, there is no simulation. These people have created their own country in this place. Everybody in leadership is them. Everybody who lives there is them. And if you were to find some other people that's not Somali, probably very rare, they are not represented, friends, because you are sitting in little Somali. Anyway, I think I'm done with this rant. $9 billion. Insanity. Anyway, friends, thanks for stopping by as I drive and rant. That's what we should call these, drive and rant, because that's what they are. Because I'm like all over the place. But it's real, it's raw, you know, it's not AI. You know, I'm not chopping everything, every other words I'm chopping. Every other word I'm moving. You know what I mean? How you see those videos, every other word, they cleaned it up and they moved on. Every other word they say one line. Thanks for joining us, friends. We'll be right back, friends. Thank you, coming by, friends. Like, and they change it. This is raw, real, in real time, in real moment, friends. Like, so this is what it is. I should really call these, create its own playlist. Driving raw. God, driving raw. As I talk straight off the top of my head about certain particular conversations, topics. Hey, maybe this is where we're going. Anyway, friends, I'm going to leave it there. I'm done ranting. I've been ranting now for 21 minutes. And so like, share, comment, and subscribe. Help me get a new computer. I'm dreaming of an iMac because that's what I want. And I need it to be in brand new, fresh out of the box. I got my eye on the one I want. And I'm just waiting for the good Lord to drop enough dimes in my hand so I can go to Amazon and have it shipped. So anyway, I'm just sitting here doing that, friends. But I do enjoy this raw conversation about whatever we're talking about. And so let me know in the comments, if you guys make it even through the video, let me know what you think about the conversation, what's going on. Because I mean, it's truly disgraceful and shameful that this is that's what's happening. Like, people come into this country, they think we're stupid dum-dum here. And I'm talking to my Haitian people too. They think we're stupid dum-dum. America's not stupid dum-dum. She's, she wants to help. They make her feel so guilty about slavery, and that when people in black communities or immigrant communities do these things, they're afraid of being called a racist. And so they don't want to touch these things. And I'm sure Tampon Timmy, is afraid of being called a racist for going against Somali people or whoever. And that's why when the whole eating cats and dogs thing came out during the election, I was on top of that. I made a video. I said, oh God, yeah. Haitians, cats and dogs, they may not be eating them, but they doing stuff to those cats and dogs. And they are disappearing, friends. I know exactly how that goes. So I was on top of that. Yeah, no, we're not. We know they take those cats and dogs for real. They may not eat them, or they may, some of them may. I mean, I don't know. They may eat them, but I do know they take them to do their voodoo and that black magic. You understand what I'm saying? So there was truth to them taking those animals. But people were out here boohoo whining and crying, oh no, you're racist towards the Haitians. You are insulting Haitians. You're doing this and you're doing that. And I was like, come on. You know they take those animals. Come on, you know they do. So I say all this to say, I'm sick and tired of, and I thought I was done talking, right? I'm not done talking. We've gone into a new segment, you guys. And this segment is this. I'm sick and tired of America having to confess for the sin of slavery. I mean, this thing never, ever, ever ends. It's like it's never, ever going to end. We will never stop hearing about it, especially when black people in this black people, black immigrants who's come to this country, like the Somalis, like Haitians, and like Africans, because again, all of these people have their own sector of criminality that they do, okay? Because even black Americans, white Americans, everybody has a sector of criminals, right? They all have a sector of criminals, but this Somali thing is just over the top. It's not even 5% of them. It's not even 2% of them. It's like 98% of them. Everybody's involved in this thing. And so when these things happen and the so-called leadership of the state or the country won't call it out because, oh, well, we'll be picking on minorities. We'll be how do they say? We'll be highlighting the bad flaws of the immigrant community. It's not the immigrant community as a whole, because when they do that, they say, oh, so now everybody's, oh, you're against immigrants. Oh, no, nobody's against immigrants. I'm an immigrant. Nobody's against immigrants. But we are against criminals. Whether that's a Haitian criminal, an African criminal, a Somali criminal, a European criminal, an Israeli criminal. Who else? A German criminal. Who else? A Japanese criminal, a Chinese criminal. Gotta call them all out. An alien criminal. It don't matter. An immigrant. A criminal is a criminal is a criminal. And that's what we're against. And what I really hate is that every time the conversation comes up to call these people out, nobody wants to call it out. Oh, because you're going to insult the immigrant community. You're against immigrants coming to America. Oh, you don't want, how dare you? How dare you call out the immigrants when you're an immigrant yourself? You shouldn't be saying those things about the Haitians eating cats and dogs. You shouldn't be saying these things about your own community harboring cats and dogs for voodoo. You shouldn't be saying these things at all. How dare you? I say it because it's the truth. I'm just saying. I say it, friends, because it's the truth. And so these people, these Somalis, that Tampon Timmy and Ilhan Omar, well, we should say Tampon Timmy, not Ilhan Omar, that Tampon Timmy, as the governor of the state, is not, can you imagine Governor Ron DeSantis knowing this stuff like this was going on, no matter what community it was, Negroes, don't matter what community, he would be on that like black on rice. Or is that white on rice? I don't know. But he'd be all over that. No, billions of dollars? Come on, friend, come on. How much money does this place even get from the government? For them not to even notice $9 billion disappeared, like rupas. How can they not notice that? I keep trying to go to the point of them using this as America's sin because of slavery. So they will let go of anything a person that looks like me does. It doesn't matter what they do. They steal food stamps. Oh, you always picking on the black Negro because they all on food stamps and they sell their food stamps. So what if they sell their food stamps? Leave them alone. It's reparations for slavery. And then you say, well, welfare is just a bridge for you to get from point A to point B in your life. It's not for you to be on there forever. It's not for you to be on there forever. It's only on there for you to get from point A to point B. But they take it. They go from point A to point Z. They're on there for life. And then they pass it on to their children. I never understood, from being in the housing business, I never understood how the Section 8 voucher can be passed down to generations. Yo. I'd be like, what? Oh yeah, I inherited it from my mama. Yeah, my mama was on it. She had it on for about 28 years. She been on the Section 8, but she passed last year, and now I've inherited it. Yeah, I've inherited her Section 8. You, who, what, when, who, how? Yeah, it's now, I've transferred it into my own name. And now me and my kids, we gonna value from it. Generational Section 8. Generational poverty, hello. Because they do everything to hold on to that Section 8 voucher. Again, it's supposed to be a transition from point A to point B to get you to your next standing block. It's not to be forever. But these people go from point A to point Z, and then they turn it over for generational wealth. Generational lack of, if we're being honest. But that's what they do. And so, again, the sin of America for slavery, they have to keep paying the price, to keep paying the cause. So if anybody black from any community black, if they do anything wrong, there's no responsibility at their feet. Why? Oh, because they Negro. They Negro, and they must be compensated for being a Negro, because of slavery. They must be taken care of. We must not punish them. They've been punished enough. The ancestors, 400 years ago. But because of that, nobody now takes responsibility for anything. And so the Somali people knows this. First thing out of their mouth is the administration is racist against we the Somali. The administration, they are very, very racist. They do not like we Somali. They tell us we racist. We are the America. We get the money. We don't take no money. We hard work. We hard work in America because we love America. We send our money back to Nigeria. We send our money back to Haiti. We send our money back to Somali. But we love America. We love America so we can go and pick trees and pick money. We love America. We love America. So we take from her and 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 we leave her destitute with nothing. As we build our empires, as we live life luxury here in America, and then we're building life luxury back wherever our country is. Because one day we shall return to retire in luxury on the backs of the American people and the American taxpayer. And friends, with that, I'm going to go. I'm almost at my destination. So I will say my goodbyes. And I'm just going to wrap it up with this. I want to see head rolls for this. Oh, God, my camera dropped. I want to see heads rolled for this. I want to see Somali heads everywhere. I don't mean legitimately, because I know in their country, I believe they cut off heads for theft. If they don't cut off heads in Somali for theft, maybe that's a tradition of the Somali that needs to be brought here to America. I'm just saying. What do they do man, maybe I should look that up and make a video on that. Tell me in the comments if you think this is a good video idea to look up the punishment in other countries, especially in the Somali country. What do they do for theft? Some countries, they cut off your hands. I believe in Haiti, they cut off your hands for theft. Okay? I believe in some countries, they cut off your neck, off with their heads for theft. And probably in some countries, they cut off your foot for theft. In some countries, I know they cut out your tongue for lying. That I think they do that in Haiti too. So, friends, what do they do to Somalis for theft? I'd like to know. Maybe we'll make a video about that. Not a driving video, but but a sit down video, and where I can just have notes and everything to go over it. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, what do they do in their country for theft? The punishment that they get in their country should be the punishment they get here in America. I'm just saying, if they cut off their hands back there, they should cut off their hands here. If they cut off their necks here, I'm just saying. They want to make this place little Somali. You can't have the perks of due process here in America and have your own country in America too. Sometimes the same rules apply, baby. I gotta go now. Guys, thank you for joining me. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the raw conversations. The raw talk. Raw and drive. Drive and raw. Anyway, I'm here. Friends, when I pull into a place and I see American flags everywhere, I know I'm in the right place. Anyway, it's not Somali flags up in here. Nope, it's not Somali flags. Can you see any of the flags? Can you see them blowing in the wind? Oh, you can't. Anyway, never mind. I gotta go. God bless you all and keep you. Thank you for coming by. Don't forget to go to theorlandopatriot.com and buy a coffee. Not a coffee. I haven't done that. I've been wanting to do that buy me a coffee thing. I haven't had time to sit down and do that. But friends, you can help me. You can go into the Orlando Patriot, buy a t-shirt, buy a mug. You can tip me if you'd like. You can send some dollars. You can Zelle. You can Cash App, whatever. But I don't really ask you for your money. I do ask for, a sale would be nice. Buying my book would be nice. Understandingwokeness.com. You can go there and get that great book that I slaved and labored on all year. Hey, you guys, that was one of my accomplishments this year. I wrote my book. So anyway, understandingwokeness.com. Thank you very much for coming along and talking. Hopefully, I will be settled in a couple of weeks. But if you enjoy these raw conversations, because I have my OSBO, I'm able to do them. And, we show up the way we're supposed to. Maybe I'm supposed to show up in this moment like this, right? You never know what God has going on. Because now I'm not relying on news clippings to really do part of the show. I literally have to talk. I literally have to be moving my mouth constantly. So, maybe it's ranting, if some will call it that, or maybe it's live entertainment. Anyway, God bless you and keep you. I will see you in another video or another rant, if you will.